Okay. All right, so what's cracking? Sorry for the delay in getting this uploaded. Um, as you can see behind me, my office is a mess because my kids have been in here and my husband has been in here. So you got workout stuff everywhere and kids' photos and Girl Scout crap. So today is going to be about cleaning my office back the way I had it. Um, yeah. Anywho, so I didn't get many topics for this week. And then trying to look at the news and stuff that's been going on, and really not a lot to discuss. One thing that I do want to talk about is reparations, because this has been coming up on a lot of different blogs and discussion points. My question is, after I upload this, I want to get comments from the viewers on what are your thoughts on reparations. Do you think that reparations are needed? My thoughts are, we know that those times were messed up. The things that were done to slaves and how they were treated and all of these things were terrible acts. But I don't know if reparations is going to make us feel better as a culture for all of the things that we were put through. Number one. Number two, there are a lot of people that would be grouped into that besides just black people, because we were not the only slaves. So a lot of research would have to be done on how reparations are provided. And I don't think it would be something that would be a quick, this is how we're going to do it, give out funds thing. Like, it would have to be a lot of research that goes into how reparations would be given back out to people. So I don't know. That's one of those topics, like, you would have to do a lot of research, a lot of discussion would have to happen. But do I think it's going to erase the past and what happened? Absolutely not. It is not going to change all of the years of slavery and hate that happened. So all it's going to do is give people money who weren't even slaves during those times, or understand the severity of how terrible those times were. So I don't know. That's a long discussion that would have to be had on that. So I personally don't know how I feel about it at this point. I just know that there would have to be a lot of research that's done prior to reparations being given out. Someone wanted me to talk about becoming a product of your environment and not realizing that 90% of the problem is you messing up things in such as life, love, family, getting old, gaining wisdom. So pretty much your environment can kind of make who you are. So whether that's good or bad, and whether you choose to be the difference in, what your life is like, because just because your environment is messed up doesn't mean you have to be messed up. So you can say, this is what my environment is like, and then choose to be different than what your environment is like. Like people who live in bad neighborhoods that are around gang and violence and drugs choose to leave that environment and go do something else, right? Or you could be the people that decide that they're going to be involved in the same things as they're seeing in their neighborhood. It's all about you and your mindset, and whether you choose to stay in that environment or that mindset, or you choose to leave. That's pretty much what it is. And at the end of the day, it's all about your decisions that you make in life to make your life the way that it is. So if you look at me and my siblings, right, all of us have gone on completely different paths. Me and one of my sisters both went in, the military, but the rest of my siblings all do something different. none of us do the same thing, right? All of us also didn't grow up in the same household. So for my half sister and half brother, they grew up completely different than I did. My stepsisters grew up kind of the same because their dad is my stepdad, and he was military when they were growing up, and but their mom and him, traveled and lived all over. Whereas me and my little brother, who did grow up together, well, for me, most of my life was spent in Louisiana until we moved overseas my senior year. But my brother spent most of his life overseas, and that's pretty much all he knew. So when you see kids or young adults, can't keep calling him a kid because he's an adult now, but when you see adults his age, a lot of them are doing, a lot of crazy things like drugs and keep bouncing around on ideas of what they want to do with their life and not kind of settled in on what life is like. He's already married, works 2 jobs. It's pretty much, he took the harder path, I would say, when it comes to getting to where you want to be in life, going to school, because not everybody's cut out for school. And completing his degree and then going towards his actual goals. So you cannot let your environment dictate what your life is like. And a lot of times you'll hear people say your environment is the whole reason why people are the way they are. But it is, but it's also not. Because your mindset is what's going to control you staying in that environment, or wanting to do something other than what the norm is or what everyone else is doing. So like when I go home on leave or past days or whatever, and I see some of the same people still there doing the same things, I'm like, this could have been me, but I chose to not be here doing the same thing. So it all depends on the person, right, and what your mindset is. So another topic that was brought up was mixed children learning both sides of their heritage. Obviously, this is a conversation that is near and dear to me because my children are mixed. My kids, well, my son for the longest didn't want anything to do with his black side. So it was a struggle with me and him for a while. It was mainly because he didn't understand. He didn't understand the difference. He didn't understand that mommy was black, daddy's white. What's the difference, right? He just knew he wanted to look like his dad and he wanted to have hair like his dad and blah, blah, blah. Now that he's older, that's not the case for him. So for him, he likes that his hair is the way it is now and that girls like him for what he looks like and, whatever. So he's gotten past that. Now my daughter will get mad if you call her one race or the other. She will get angry, and she's 8. You cannot call her white. You cannot just call her black. She will tell you very quickly, I am mixed. I am both. So she loves who she is and probably has ever since she was younger. There was never a which side is better than the other with her, and she loves who she is, being a biracial child. So with her, it was kind of easy. My son was the struggle, trying to get him to understand that there's both sides. However, my husband is probably more into the black culture than most. So my son has always been into sports really heavy. Only has always listened to rap. Anytime they listen to anything other than rap is because I play it. Because my husband only listens to rap. I listen to everything. So I listen to classical, jazz, R&B, hip hop. I listen to a lot of Spanish music. I listen to what else? I listen to rock, not heavy metal, crazy, like old rock. Heavy metal, yes, like stuff I grew up on in the 80s and 90s. I listen to that stuff still, but this new age, I can't I can't physically do it. It pains my body to hear it. But yeah, I listen to everything. Jazz, blues, you name it. Because I feel like that's what makes you, basically you need to be diverse in what you do and things you listen to, and you can't just be stuck in one mindset. So I have a very open mind when it comes to a lot of things. Um, they want me to talk about politics. Not touching that. I don't do it. I don't have conversations about politics. I don't like anything having to do with politics. I did do a video before about some of the candidates that are running for president. I think that's important to understand who some of these folks are, so you're educated on them before you go out and vote. So those kind of discussions I'm open to, but talking about Republicans and Democrats and all that, I'm not touching that. Nope. Plus, I am not either of those. I'm an independent. I do not fall into either of those categories, nor will I probably ever, because I don't agree with either side on a lot of things. So, and then some joint leadership stuff. So, when we're talking about military side of things, I think it's important to understand what all services do, to understand the different leadership styles that all services can bring, and getting involved with as much of the professional military education that you can for all branches. That way you can see the different leading styles that are out there. And it's up to us as leaders to develop our leadership style based on not only us as leaders, but to develop it on the current pool of people that we have, right? You can't lead everyone the same way. Everyone is different. And if you try to lead every individual the same way, it's not going to work for you. So some people have a joint mindset because they've done a lot of joint environments and joint missions. So understanding the joint style of leadership is very important. So other things in the news. I really, like I said, there wasn't a lot going on. The Daniel Caesar stuff was pretty funny to me. And him and Dave Chappelle, and then him taking up for Yes Jules. I think it has to do with a lot of he doesn't understand some of the things that Yes Jules has said and done in the past. It could also be that he's friends with her, so he's kind of blinded. He's kind of blinded to some of the things that she has said and done because he is her friend. But yeah, she's said a lot of offensive things. She's done a lot of offensive things that I think a lot of people are looking past because they're cool with her. But as people, or at like someone who doesn't really follow her or deal with her, just seeing those things from the outside, I'm like, how are y'all still rocking with her? But maybe that's just me. What else? The cruise ship that was off the Norwegian coast that had to evacuate 1,300 passengers and crew members. Nuts. That is probably like my ultimate fear of being on a cruise ship. I've done one cruise. I'm the most paranoid person in the world, so traveling in general gives me serious anxiety. But that, watching like videos of people on the ship before they were getting rescued and like stuff falling, it reminded me of Titanic, and I was having heart palpitations. I was like, bruh, I could not be on that ship right now. So yeah, that I would have passed out probably. That's not my thing. Like I can't rock with that. So yeah, I'm not cool with that. New movies. I kind of want to see Us, but I don't, because I've heard conflicting like thoughts on the movie. So I don't know. I don't know if I want to see it. I did really, really want to go see Captain Marvel before it came out. Like that was my goal, to go watch it for my birthday. But then I've seen so many people bash it that it has like ruined it for me. So I probably will wait till it comes out on iTunes so I can watch it there because yeah, I'm kind of disappointed. And so I was really hyped to go see that movie and then like a lot of people have killed it for me now. So I don't know. Let's see what else. Sorry guys, I'm not prepared as I wanted to be today. Mainly because I wanted to do this yesterday, obviously, because I said I was going to start dropping these every Saturday. But we had company yesterday, so that did not happen. But y'all remember the movie Cruel Intentions? Because that was a good movie, and they're doing a 20th anniversary for it, which is pretty dope. Yeah, the rest of these movies. I do want to go see Madea's family funeral, but that's just because I'm a big Madea fan and I'm sad that he's killing her off. Kind of makes my chest hurt a little bit. Definitely want to take my kids to see Dumbo. I want to see Shazam. Not gonna go see Pet Sematary. That's not happening. You can hang that up. Best of Enemies. I definitely want to see that one. Probably Hellboy. I'm into a lot of those type of movies. I'm a nerd when it comes to that stuff. But new music. There wasn't really a lot of new music out because I tried to go listen to some music and like see what was out. I did download a lot of stuff, but there's not like a lot of like new albums that have been coming out lately. Oh, my coffee's cold now. But yeah, there's not a lot of new new movies that have been dropping lately. And then if you are a podcast listener, I, of course, listen to the Joe Budden podcast every Wednesday and Saturday. Yeah. So I post, for those of you that may follow me on social media, I post a quote of the day every day. I've started doing that again because I used to do it pretty regularly, just to be some type of motivation or inspiration for myself and maybe somebody else that may be going through it for the day. The one for yesterday was, "What you do today can improve all of your tomorrows." And someone commented, "I'm still lying in bed, so my future is looking pretty lackluster," which is pretty funny. Anywho, not a lot of content for today. I'm sorry, guys. I was hoping that, there would be more going on in the world or in the news. But there really wasn't. There really wasn't much going on. Which kind of, is lame. Which is kind of lame. What is that? Those are terrible. There's, oh. So I talked about this when it happened, but every day I see something else, I get more aggravated. So the lady at the zoo who went behind the line to get closer with the jaguar to take a picture and then it attacked her. So do you know this lady had the audacity to say that the zoo should, I think she said they should move the fence back further or some. No, you should not be dumb. The zoo shouldn't do anything. They already have signs. They already have fences and stuff put up for a reason. You should not be dumb. That's the catch-all. That would be, you shouldn't be dumb. That's the end of the story. There shouldn't be no, let's move things. Let's put more signs. No, you shouldn't be dumb. End of story. It aggravates me. And then some guy got arrested for trying to smuggle a orangutan in his luggage. Like, what? What you doing with it? You gonna make it your pet? Like, you taking it somewhere to sell it? Like, I don't understand. I really don't understand. I can't wrap my mind around it. Um, and R. Kelly should just go sit down somewhere because every day there's a new investigation or charge into him, and I don't get it. Oh, something I do want to bring up: this whole college scandal, because I had a lot of conversations about this on my Facebook. Um, I personally have issues with it, right? So, as someone who has kids, if my kids are trying to, obviously they're not trying to get in school right now, but if they were trying to get into a college and they didn't get selected because of, the count of however many they needed to get for the semester is already full, and I find out that they had like 6 or 7 kids that were picked over them that really weren't picked, that their parents paid for them to be there and cheat their way into school, I'm gonna be livid. Like, that's so the parents that did do that to get their kids into school should have to pay some serious fines, more than what they paid for their kids to get in school. It should be double whatever they paid for their kids to get in school fines. Or they should get jail time. One of the two. They should have to pay more than what they paid, double, or they should go to jail, right? Because now you've stopped kids who've actually worked hard and earned their way to get there, but didn't get accepted because these 6 kids who were paying money got let into the school. And the ones who were getting in on scholarships and then not playing and they're on a injured list, you can't tell me all these kids didn't know. Because a lot of these kids are saying they didn't know that their parents were doing this. So how did you think you got in on a rugby scholarship when you've never played rugby? No, seriously. Like, how would you think that you got in on a basketball scholarship when you've never played a game of basketball in your life? And then you're on the team. But you're on the injured list and you know you're not injured. Like, so a lot of those things angered me. So I have some hatred towards that. And as a lot of white collar crimes that happen, I am almost positive that a lot of these people are going to get away with it. Because a lot of white collar crimes happen that way. And if you don't know a lot about white collar crimes, go look it up. Go read about how often white collar crimes don't get a lot of harsh sentencing or fines or whatever. And it's because it's a really hard crime to track fully, because trying to see where all the money goes, and it's a lot of investigation. So a lot of times, a lot of people that are involved in white collar crimes don't get harsh sentencing or fines or whatever. So it kind of sucks. But I had to do I want to say I did a paper on it. But it was for my degree, because my degree is in criminal justice with a focus in forensics. But if you look at a lot of that stuff, it is mind-blowing how so many of these people that commit those crimes don't really get a lot of punishment like people who do other crimes. So if you look at in the past of how many people were arrested for petty drug crimes and got serious time, and then you look at someone who committed a white collar crime and they maybe got like 6 months of community service. A lot of the time, the white collar crimes are more hurtful to people, especially if it's one that has to do with fraud or stealing people's identity, like identity fraud. Those have a lot more lasting effects on other people, right? But those people, either their life gets turned upside down because someone's using their identity and running up all these bills and credit in their name, and that stuff doesn't just go away. Like, it takes a lot of time for that stuff to be fixed. So I think it's nuts that a lot of these people just get to walk away like nothing happened. But yeah, R. Kelly, I really hope they figure it out this time, because I don't understand how all these years, all these videos, and yet he still has not been charged with anything. And so I know people are gonna be like, "What? You want to cancel R. Kelly?" Blah blah blah. Let me tell you why. As someone who was sexually abused as a child, someone who has been raped multiple times, I can say this, because those women, one of the people that did cause my rape, I tried to make excuses for that person in my head, and trying to think of the words for this. Basically, or maybe it's something I did, or blah blah blah. Like, trying to make excuses to why it was okay, even though it was not okay, right? So a lot of these women that he is potentially or has done these things to may not realize what has happened to them because of they have maybe brainwashed themselves, or he has brainwashed them. But I feel like there definitely is something that has gone on all this time, because we wouldn't keep seeing these investigations and these videos and these allegations coming up. Now, does that mean that I believe the same thing for Michael Jackson? No. Do I think Michael Jackson has definitely done some sketchy, weird stuff in the past? Yes. Do I think it was acceptable behavior for him to be laying with children in his bed and in his home? No. But I also feel like the parents have got to take responsibility for their actions as well, because they've allowed this behavior. Because there's no way in hell I'm letting either of my kids have sleepovers and hang out with a grown man. It's not happening. Grown woman, for that matter. It's not happening. So unless it's a family member and it's like one of my sisters or my brother and they're staying over for the night because I got to do something, or, you know, we're visiting and my siblings want my kids around, that's a different story. But a grown man that I'm not related to and is already a strange little duck, do you think I'm letting my kids go sleep over for days at a time without me being there? Negative. So, I don't know if anything happened there. It could be innocent, because he was a big child, because he had his childhood stripped away from him. He was a big child and, you know, was trying to make up for all of his childhood he lost. But I still find something strange with kids sleeping in his bed that are not his own. If he wanted to have kids sleep over, that's fine. They could sleep over in another room, but in his bed, it's too much for me. But at the same time, these parents allowed that behavior. They willingly took their kids to, some of these parents were like pushing their kids on him. So that's a whole nother story. But, yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. And, there's really not a lot of new music. Like I said earlier, I tried to look for new music. I didn't really find anything. I'm waiting for, hopefully, Rihanna to drop an album soon. For Janae to drop an album soon. Who else am I waiting for? We haven't seen a Big Sean one in a while. I don't know. I don't know who else we haven't heard from in a while. But I also know that music is like my savior in life. When I'm going through tough or hard times, music saves my life. And so there's one artist that is breaking my heart that he is not doing music anymore, which is Devon Terrell. I don't know what this young man is going through in his life that has made music not fun for him anymore, or he is, I don't know, but it is breaking my heart that he is no longer doing music, because his music, since Joe has not been doing any music anymore, Devon has like been my next go-to artist. And now that I have neither of them doing music, so I need to find me a new favorite artist, and quick, because the fact that neither of them are putting out new music is devastating for my soul. So if you know any artist that you think that I should be listening to, please let me know. Turn that down. But yeah. I know I kind of like Anderson .Paak's music, but at the same time, it's like I have to keep listening to it to kind of like find something with it, right? Yeah, who did I download today? Let's look. Oh my goodness. That Lil Duval Pull Up song tickles me. But then I got the new version with 2 Chainz and Ty Dolla. Oh, the new 2 Chainz album. Let's talk about it. So, I was never a huge Titty Boy 2 Chainz fan, right? My husband, obsessed. Every road trip, we were listening to 2 Chainz in the car, and I would be about to open the door and roll out of the car. And if we weren't listening to 2 Chainz, we was listening to Gucci Mane, and this was before jail Gucci Mane, and I could not listen to that Gucci Mane. I was like, bruh, your music taste is terrible. I'm gonna need you to find somebody else to listen to. But this new 2 Chainz, man, that album goes so hard. I went home to Louisiana last weekend, and that's an 8-hour drive. I think I listened to 2 Chainz a majority of that drive there, and probably listened to a lot of it coming back. And man, that album goes hard. There's a lot of songs on there that I'm feeling. There's this artist called Tiana Wack. I think that's how you say her name. Today was the first time I've ever heard her music. It's different. I like it. I don't know if y'all can hear this or not, but what else? There's a song called Walk Remix. Never heard that one either till today. I Like Girls. That's another one I downloaded today. Saint Honesty. The young lady's name is Sarah Bareilles. I'm probably jacking that up. And then a song by Nicky Jam and Ozuna. But yeah, like I said, I listen to everything. I don't listen to one genre, one artist. I also got the latest, I'm guessing, Yellow Wolf song. Yeah, so like I said, I listen to a lot of stuff. I'm always looking for new artists and new music to listen to. A lot of the people that send me their, for some reason, on Twitter, a lot of artists will send me their links in their videos and be like, hey, can you listen to my music? And I guarantee a lot of people ignore those, but I actually listen to them. And then I give them feedback. And so they probably are like, who is this to give me feedback? But if you send it to me and you ask me to listen to it, I'm going to listen to it, and then I'm going to tell you whether it's good or bad. And I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to, I don't know you, so I have no reason to lie to you. But yeah, and so that's how I found some people music is by them sending it to me on Twitter, which is pretty odd to me, because I'm like, why would, nothing about my Twitter page says that I would be listening to random people's music. I don't know. Hey, Carrington, can you come in here, please, and move some of this stuff around that y'all have thrown all over my office? Please, ma'am. But yeah, so that's it's a short video. I'm sorry. I know I didn't have a lot going on to talk about. You see that gentleman right there? It's the GOAT. It's not Tom Brady. It's that man. He's the GOAT. Oh God. Now she won't look at herself. Oh my God. But yeah, so.
Wow.
I told you to put that in the closet, that box.
The box?
Yeah, put the box in the closet, and the photo album goes back on the bookshelf. But yeah, so not a lot of content today. Sorry, guys. My next video will probably be me telling my story about how I gained my PTSD. But yeah, so love, peace, and fish grease. I'm out.